Hi Angela. Hi Hanan. Hi Nisreen. أهلا Coach Sandy. Hi Nahla. Hi Sirun. Nice to see you all. I miss you too, Nisreen. Hi Rita. How are you all doing? So كيف كان نهاركم اليوم؟ Hi Naila. Hi Coach Naila. So Coach Sandy خبريني, would you like to come join me in the live? ونيلة كمان. Hi Karen. رح ننطر شي دقيقة بس هيك يكتمل العدد وبعدين بنبلش. Okay, so we're gonna wait a minute. So what's the topic? The topic for today is self-esteem. So we're gonna talk about self-esteem. Thanks Sandy. وأنا I enjoy you being with me كمان. يلا fix your hair نيلة. مالك شعراتي. You don't need to fix your hair, don't worry. Hi Dad. Hi Karen. ودينا. كنت هلأ بالزعرور وهونيك بعقد يعني كتير حلو المنظر وهيك صرت فكر ببقى هونيك وبعمل اللايف من هونيك ولا بجي ضعت صرت خايفة تقوم مثلا طربق الدنيا أو تشتي أو whatever بس لا ما في شتي يعني. هاي شانتال. هاي ماري جويل. So كان حلو المنظر من هونيك يعني كان عبالي فرجيكم ملا منظر هونيك بالزعرور كتير حلو كان. So today we're going to talk about self-esteem. And the reason we're going to talk about self-esteem is because in the survey that I sent you, يلي عبيتوها, many people suggested emotions, يلي عملناه last week. That's why we started with emotions. And other people suggested, again, many people suggested self-esteem, the topic of self-esteem. So today we're going to discuss self-esteem. So هيك لنبلش يلا. ما بدي أخركن بقى. So tell me, what do you understand by self-esteem? Sorry. صار عجقة هلأ بطل في حجر وما بطل في مجوز ومفرد صار في كتير عجقة. I hope you can hear me well. ونسيت حط earphones. So tell me, hi Leia, hi Samar. قولولي, when you hear the word self-esteem, what does it mean to you? So come on, yalla, put it in the chat. So we can start discussing together. So what do you understand when you hear the word self-esteem? شو بتعني لكم self-esteem? يلا, I'm waiting. Hi Susie. So what does the word self-esteem mean to you? Realizing your self-worth. Excellent. Thank you, Coach Sandy. Self-trust. Knowing yourself well. Okay. Self-appreciation and self-love. Exactly. Self-appreciation, self-love, self-worth. I like those words. Hi, Susie. Strength and assurance in one's beliefs, actions, etc. Okay. So what do you think is the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence? Are they the same? Do you think that they're the same? Confidence in ourselves. So Samar is saying that self-esteem is confidence in ourselves. Trusting yourself. Yes, definitely. What else? Let me hear from you. What do you think is the difference between self-esteem and also self-confidence? Do you think they're the same? So Coach Sandy is saying they're not the same. Susie is saying they're not the same. So what do you think is the difference between the two, in your opinion? What's the difference between the two? Self-esteem and self-confidence. Believing in yourself. Okay. So what's the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence? Esteem comes from the outside. So tell me more about that. What do you mean esteem comes from the outside? Hi Zahia. On the or the other way around. Self-esteem is related to others. Okay, so what do you mean related to others? It's my self-esteem, so how can it be related to others? So tell me, what do you think? Hi Ilham. Self-confidence is related to your capabilities. Self-esteem is about your existence. Love to yourself. You're excellent. Thank you very much, Sandy. Very well said. So they're both related to my perception. Okay, so it's not perception of others towards us. It's our own perception of ourself. However, in two different ways. So Dina is saying confidence, what you think of yourself. Esteem, what you think others think of you. They're both related, they're both self, so they're both related to my own assessment. But as Sandy highlighted very well, self-esteem is more about your self-worth. Okay, so what's the worth that you see yourself? So how you see yourself in terms of worth. Okay, how much you love yourself, how much you appreciate who you are, who you love, the things you have, and who you are as a person. So it's more existential, if you want. So it's more your own self-worth. Whereas self-confidence is more related to your capabilities. So confidence is when I know that I am capable of doing something, I am capable of achieving, I'm capable of getting things done. That's the difference. So is confidence from ego? So can you explain to me more what you mean, Susie? Intrinsic, yes. So the self-esteem or the self-worth is intrinsic, your own intrinsic feeling about yourself and how much you accept yourself and you love who you are. So it's self-regard as well, how you regard yourself, versus self-confidence, which is related to capabilities. So, although self-esteem is more or less stable, so if I know my self-worth, this is something really important, of course, because it helps me, be happier with who I am, and I see things in a totally different way. However, self-confidence can vary. So it can be high in certain situations, and it can be low in other situations. So it is relative to the situation, not like self-esteem. So Dina is asking, is one a prerequisite of the other? Now, they do go along together. However, self-confidence is more related to abilities, to capability. So I am confident that I can do this thing, or I can do this task, or I can achieve this, or whatever. So I feel confident. So I feel that I have the power to actually get this done. That's self-confidence, okay? Now, sometimes if I'm taking on a new task, maybe I won't be too confident because it's new. It's something I have never done before. So it's only normal that my self-confidence might wither. I will feel not too confident of doing this thing. However, it doesn't mean that I don't feel worthy. So I will still feel worthy. However, I may have variable self-confidence. So let's not mix between the two. So tell me, why do you think self-esteem is important? So what makes self-esteem important in your opinion? So let me see your comments. So what makes self-esteem important? Why is it important that I have good self-esteem and I love who I am and I feel like I'm worthy? What would happen if I'm not worthy, or if I don't feel like I'm worthy? So give me your input, ladies. Hi, Leah. So what do you think is the impact of not having self-esteem? Or what is the positive of actually having good self-esteem? Naila, I will be able to set the right boundaries and love the others in a healthy way. Oh, I love that. I love what you said, Naila. This is amazing. Yes, I would be able to set boundaries. Boundaries are important, aren't they? It's important for me to be nice, to be kind, but boundaries are also very important. So Susie is saying, she'll be right back. Okay, no problem. Hi, Nadia. Nadia is saying it attracts definite success. It attracts the right people. So yeah, because if you feel you're worthy, other people will also feel that you're worthy. So it's something that the way you see yourself, people will see you in the same way. So Sandy is saying it's on the pyramid just below self-actualization. So we cannot reach that. We cannot reach self-actualization without self-esteem. Exactly. So if I don't have self-esteem, I can't reach self-actualization. I cannot reach the fulfillment that I want to reach. I cannot reach the success that I want to reach if I don't have self-esteem. And if I feel I'm not worthy, Naila was saying that I won't be able to put boundaries. So what are boundaries? It means saying no. Because, it's good to be loving, it's good to be caring, it's good to be nice, but there should always be a limit to that, because there's also self-care. So we need to pay attention to ourselves as much as we pay attention to others. Of course, it doesn't mean we want to be egocentric and just think of ourselves and be selfish. No, that's not what we want. We want to have a good balance. So to create that balance, to be nice and giving and loving, but at the same time love myself, I have to say no. I have to put boundaries. When my self-worth is low, it will be very difficult for me to put boundaries, because I will be scared to lose people around me, to lose their respect, to lose their love, because I don't feel deep down inside that I'm worthy of that love. So this will create a difficulty for me in keeping boundaries. And when I don't have boundaries, then people will be able to take advantage of me and take advantage of my love or my care or my kindness or whatever. So Samar is saying it helps me go forward. Sure. Without self-esteem, we struggle a lot with the real healthy meaning. Yeah, exactly. And not Tanya, sorry, Naila also said that we can even love others in a healthy way. So I love that sentence that she said. So how could we love others in an unhealthy way? When we overdo it, when we overdo our kindness, when we use our love. You remember, if you remember the session of strengths, some people have strengths of love and kindness, but if our self-worth is low, we will overdo it. We will be over kind, overly giving. بس على شو? It's على حسابنا نحن. So then we will start being tired, we will start feeling depleted, we won't be able to give anymore. So when I have good self-worth, I can say no. I won't be scared of losing people's love and people's respect if I say no to them. And this is very important, because my boundaries are very important for me to be able to live a healthy life, a balanced life, and have relationships that are healthy, where, not parasitic, where I'm the parasite, where, they're the parasite and they're eating me all up. And I will be less tolerant of toxic relationships. You remember when we talked about toxic relationships? So if I have good self-worth, I am more immune to entering toxic relationships. So because I love who I am and I'm happy with who I am, I have no problem with being myself and saying no when I need to say no, and putting boundaries when I need to put boundaries, and putting limits when I need to put limits, because I know that people will love me no matter what, and people will know who I am. And if people don't love me, then it's their problem. It's not my problem. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. So self-worth is really related to many things, not only just, me being happy and achieving what I want to achieve. Of course, that's very important, but it also is really very important in the way I relate to people. Even when I want to aspire for things. So if I want to set my goals, okay, if I have good self-worth, okay, I feel that I'm worthy of a lot of success, and I'm worthy of really good things. So the aspirations I set are much more challenging than when I have low self-worth. Because if I have low self-worth, I will accept anything. I will accept anyone. I will accept any objective. I will accept any assignment that is given to me, even if it's below the level of strength that I have and the level of talents that I have. So I will say yes to all these things that slowly will deplete me, and they will not give me a sense of fulfillment and a sense of achievement. And slowly I start withering, and this will impact my happiness and my satisfaction. So as you can see, it's really very important, the word self-esteem. So any questions till now? Nadia is saying the ability to market ourselves in the right way. Yes, especially career-wise. So يعني حتى إذا بدك مش بس market ourselves, the ability to know what I deserve. Okay? Because if I don't have good self-worth, I won't know what I deserve, and I will settle for less. I will settle for less in my marriage. I will settle for less in my career. I will settle for less with my friends, everywhere. Why? Because I personally feel unworthy. So that's why it's very important to, if you see yourself, going through such a situation, know that it's very important for you to work on developing your self-worth. So let me see what else. So Sandy is asking, can you please save the live? Oh yes, it automatically saves, Sandy. Yes, please, if you want to share it with someone, please do so. So any questions up to here? So how do we develop our self-worth? That's a difficult one, yeah? How do we develop our self-worth? Tell me, what do you think? How do you develop your self-worth? What do you think hurts our self-worth most? We'll talk about one thing. Thank you, Naila. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, what do you think hurts our self-worth? I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to go into, your past or whatever. But if we want to look at things in the present, one thing that really hurts our self-worth a lot is negative self-talk. So when we talk to ourselves negatively, Naila says, we go to you. Ahla wa sahla, Naila. Yeah, Leah, exactly. Christine, actually. Yeah, exactly, Leah. It's negative thinking. Toxic people. Yes, toxic. Let's not say toxic people, but people who behave in toxic ways. So yes, toxic behavior with us, it hinders our self-worth. Negative self-talk, negative thinking, negative talk in general. So when I hear negative comments and I accept them and I allow them to enter my boundary, so if I don't have this bubble that I protect myself in, so when people give me negative comments, they will enter this bubble and they will impact me, and that's when my self-worth starts decreasing. Prejudice from others, yes, it starts with parents, of course. You see, Sandy is also an organizational psychologist. Yes, of course, what they told us since we were young, yeah. And that's how our self-talk, our negative self-talk is created. It's created from people who are in, positions of authority in our life. our parents, our teachers, anyone who was in an authority position who started giving us, these negative words and telling us that we're not good enough or nothing works with us, or whatever. So all these things, they, filter our mind. They get into our unconscious, and then we start feeding ourselves all this negative self-talk. So when I want to aspire for something bigger, I hear that that sound in my head telling me, what, you can't do that, who do you think you are, oh come on, get real, get down to earth, stop dreaming, whatever. So all these negative self-talk will put us down, so we feel like we're not worthy. So that's really crippling. It cripples us. It takes away all our energy, our motivation. So that's why many times we don't achieve things. It's because of all this negative self-talk making us feel like we're not worthy of this thing, or we're not worthy of this relationship, or we're not worthy of this position, whatever it is. So pleasing others and seeking approval. Yeah, exactly. So if my self-worth is low, I will, the way it shows is by me pleasing others and seeking always approval from others. So Naila is saying we believe the tags that they put us. Yeah, exactly. So they tag us, and we believe these tags. They start becoming a part of us. We don't notice that these are only thoughts and ideas, and we're treating them as if they are reality. So they're not reality. We think we are a specific tag or a label. Exactly. So we put that label, on ourselves. I'm a failure. Okay, so why am I a failure? Because, my mom or whoever told me that, nothing ever works with you, you will never do it. You will never achieve anything or whatever. So I believe these, and I internalize them, and I start, feeding myself all these negative thoughts. So how do we stop that? How do we break that loop? Because it's like a vicious cycle. Because the more I think negative thoughts about myself, the less hard I will try, the more likely things will not work out with me. And then when things don't work out with me, this reinforces that I'm not good enough, and so on and so on and so on. And so it becomes like a negative loop. So how do we break that loop? How do we, cut it in the middle? So the first step is to be aware. And, mind you, awareness is like a really, really strong tool. Become aware. And believe me, the coaches on the call can tell you, there's Tanya, there's Naila, there's Sandy, they can confirm that most of coaching is around creating awareness. Nadia also. So most of coaching is around creating awareness. So Naila is saying, I think step one is being aware, exactly, that the issue comes from within. Exactly. Questioning our thoughts. Thank you, Sandy. Asking ourselves for facts, real facts. So let's not accept these thoughts as reality. They're just ideas. Who said that this is true? And I'm sure each one of you can find at least one exception to this thought or to this idea. So challenge these ideas. But in order to challenge them, we need to be aware of them. So when you find yourself drifting into that, default mode of negative thinking, stop yourself. So take that decision that you're going to stop yourself, and then discover, what do these negative thoughts tell you? So write them down, notice what they're saying, and then challenge them, question them. Who said this is true? Who said these are true? So challenge these thoughts, and then replace them with positive thoughts. So instead of telling myself, this will never work, I can tell myself, well, you know what? It may not work, but I want to try my best. So my outcome here is not whether, this thing works out or not. The outcome I would be attached to is whether I do my best or not. So change the way you look at the objective, so the end result. Don't Don't set as objectives things that may not be under your control 100%. What's in your control is for you to do your best, for you to try everything, for you to persevere and not to give up, the first challenge, the first minute the challenge comes up. This is what you can do. So change these thoughts. Instead of, if it says I'm a failure, it may not work out, but I'm going to do my best. What else? I'm not good enough. I am good enough. I'm worthy. You have to change those, and you have to repeat them to yourself so that you brainwash yourself again with positive thoughts. So learn what the negative thoughts are telling you, challenge them, and replace them with more positive thoughts. And when I say positive, I mean thoughts that serve you, thoughts that bring out the best in you. I don't care if the thoughts are true or not. Anyway, the negative ones, no one said they're true or not. So it doesn't matter if they're true or not. What matters is if they serve you. Do these new thoughts make you feel motivated? Great, then say them to yourself. Do these new thoughts make you feel better about yourself? Great, then use them. Repeat them to yourself. Morning, noon, evening. Every time you get a chance, have them on a paper next to you in your pocket or on your phone. Just take it out, read it over and over again so that you fill yourself with positive thoughts about yourself. And during the day, notice the things that you do well. So at the end of the day, it's so nice to sit at your journal with your journal in hand and write down, what did I do well today? What went well today for me? How did I do that? What strength did I use to do that? So this is like amazing stuff. It's so simple. You remember when we talked about the VIA character strengths? So it's so simple for you to notice what you did well, how you did it. So what did you use, to achieve it? Which strength did you use? The strength of love, the strength of perseverance, the strength of kindness, judgment, perspective. What did you use? Which one of your strengths? So notice these, write them down, put some focus on them so that your mind will focus a bit on positives and not always be filled with negative thoughts about yourself, so that you balance things out, because we rarely think of our achievements. But I bet each one of you thinks many times, why did this didn't work? Why did this not work? What did I do wrong? Sorry, can you all hear me? Because there was something wrong with the connection, I guess. So what I was saying is, we rarely think of things we do well, but we think of things that we failed at, things that didn't work out, and we focus, why did I do that? Oh my God, I'm so stupid. And we're not compassionate with ourselves. We start, blaming ourselves, judging ourselves. Why? Because of all these negative thoughts that come up and judge us. And we, take part in it, and we believe these thoughts. So we need to stop that. And it's very important. And one way is to balance these negative things. First of all, when you fail or something doesn't work, it's okay. Be compassionate with yourself. So it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, something didn't work. But there's a learning always from things that don't work, Instead of thinking of failure as something bad, think of failure as, oh wow, today, this didn't work out. So this is my chance to learn something new. What am I going to learn? And just by asking yourself that question, your mind opens up and you start looking at the positives in it. At the same time, acknowledge your achievements. What achievements? How did you do them? What strength did you use? So, any question? So any question about how we can raise our self-esteem? Was that clear? Would you like me to repeat anything? Was anything not clear? Please share with me your questions. Thanks, Sandy. You were a great help. I wish you were live with me. Samar, so we don't ignore our failures, but try to benefit. Exactly. No, don't ignore them, because there's a big lesson to be learned from things that don't work out. And it's very important for us to always ask ourselves, okay, this didn't work, so there's a lesson there. Where's that lesson? So when you put yourself into curiosity, the negative impact will be reduced. Is by creating one. What do you mean, Muhammad? Hi, Tatiana. So, Christina, why do we doubt ourselves and our abilities? Is it fear of failure? Yes, it may be. I don't know, Christina, we might have discussed that before you joined, but many times, the majority of, the reason why we doubt ourselves is probably because, in our childhood, we heard a lot of times that we're failures or things won't work out with us. Or maybe we tried something and it didn't work out, and then we didn't forgive ourselves for that, or we didn't see the lesson in it and we didn't learn from it, or people around us were telling us, this is failure, you did this, whatever. They made a big thing out of the failure. So, it was engraved in our mind that this is something scary and I don't want to repeat it. It brings me pain, etc. So your mind won't want to repeat it. So it tries to protect you by generating these thoughts to scare you so that you won't venture into new things and fail again. So, it may be that it's a fear of failure when you doubt yourself. And that's why you need to notice when you're doubting yourself. You need to notice when those thoughts come up, and then stop yourself and try to change those thoughts and use more compassionate thoughts in terms. And, what's the worst that could happen? And always ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, it doesn't work out. So what? What's at stake here? What could be good about things not working out? What am I going to learn? What am I going to gain? So these questions are super important for us. So Muhammad is saying self-esteem, you can create it. Yes, of course, you can create it. You can create it by noticing your achievements, by being compassionate with yourself, by understanding your strengths and noticing when you use them, by down regulating those, blah, 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 those negative thoughts. Stop them. Notice them, be aware of them, and then change them. So, Christina, was that helpful? So any other question? It's 8 o'clock. I don't want to keep you longer. Thank you so much for being on this live. I always enjoy, our discussions, and I love all your comments, and I really, really appreciate all the effort you put into, writing these comments. I know how difficult it is to type on the phone while you're listening, but still you always manage to do that. So thank you. Great, Christina. I'm happy you did it. And now it's okay. It's going to be in the post. Okay, so all these are saved on as IGTV, so you can watch them. You can watch them again. If you missed it, you can watch it again. And then please, if you want to send it to someone who needs to hear this, please do that. So share it, okay, so that we can share positivity. Don't keep the positivity to yourself. Of course, you need it. We all need it. But let's also spread it out there. Okay, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Take care. Thank you, Naila. Love you all. See you next Tuesday, okay? See you all next Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 7:30. All right. Bye. You're most welcome. Thank you all for always joining.